What up, and happy holidays to all that celebrate. It's your girl K.Honesty, and you know I had to get my Raising Kanan review out the way before the new year. So I am here to review the latest episode of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, which is Season 3, Episode 5. So if you haven't seen that episode, turn this video off, go watch the episode, come back and watch this video. And like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's a simple and free way to support my channel. It literally takes less than 4 seconds. It takes 4 seconds. You will not miss that 4 seconds in your life if you hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Ooh, I'm not a public speaker, so I will tend to fumble my words. You're going to hear me say, so, like, 1,000 times. I might stop to regain my thoughts. I'm going to definitely be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. And anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when I post. And comment below what you would grade this episode, what you thought of this episode, what I talk about, if I forgot anything, if I was off on anything, all that good stuff. Comment below. I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews because sometimes I change my mind. I don't think I'm going to do that in this case because this was a bomb-ass episode that caught me off guard completely. So I'm going to have to... Dang, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to give it an A-. That's still a passing grade. It's still a passing grade. I don't know why I don't want to give it that plus because it didn't like... I mean, it was good, but... A-. That's what I'm going to say. Maybe I'll change my mind at the end, but I don't think I will. But either way, if you haven't seen episode 5 of season 3 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Let me get a sip of my coffee. I got iced coffee today, and it's slushy. I like it. That's good coffee. Anyway, so the first scene is Ronnie robbing a nigga for his car. And then we got Kanan on the phone with Famous trying to make sure that Famous still handling business because Kanan can't be there because he got to stay with Rock, which really didn't even do anything because this nigga missed the first social worker meeting, whatever. So Kanan, he on the phone with Famous, and Rock comes in the room, and Kanan's still being cold to her. She's saying, like, you can't ignore me forever. He's ignoring her. So we get this scene, Ronnie, he goes to Neek's house, and he tells him, like, he flipping the car, and he stole for early... I think he said early retirement. I don't know. I couldn't hear what he said. Early Tyler? I don't know what he said. He basically said he was flipping the car. So Marvin has a meeting with... I mean, he has breakfast with his old... what was Marvin at? NA? AA? I can't remember what that support group was that he was in, but he meeting up with having breakfast with the guy from his old support group. Because remember last episode, he was like, we can just meet up and do our own thing, you know? So they having breakfast, and, you know, this guy, Joe, he's in the not entertainment business, but he writes about entertainment in his part of the article, in his part of the magazine or whatever that he works for. So Marvin's suggesting to him, oh, my daughter's in this girl group. You probably should write about them since you do entertainment pieces. So then Joe's like, well, that might be a nice story. He's like, I know how rough it is in Queens. And he brings up Dean's death. Marvin didn't know about it. He was like, what's the guy's name? And Joe was like, Dean. He's like, you know him? So Marvin abruptly gets up and leaves. Throws Joe off. So Rock gets to one of the stores and she bought a strip mall, right? What did she buy? I don't know, but one of her stores in the little area that she bought or whatever she get there, is vandalized, the windows bust out and all that. Then all of a sudden, the 2 cops that approached her in the last episode, they pop up, talking about, that's going to cost a fortune. So now we all know, if you ain't dumb, then you know that it was their ass. And they still trying to, like, press her ass for some money. So Rock's like, oh, no biggie, I got insurance. So they like, oh, we know there's a lot of code violations and we're obligated to report it. And Rock was like, do what you got to do. Y'all ain't about to hustle her. You can't hustle a hustler. So the cop's like, well, we could come around more, even make the violations go away for an investment. Rock's like, I'm good, officers. I'm good. They sick. To let us know if you change your mind. Like, what or what, nigga? Y'all gonna keep coming doing it every day? Because they did say something about you gonna have to keep calling your window guy because they gonna keep coming back. Y'all gonna keep coming back. So Lou, he goes to the little, is it a bar? Is it a nightclub? I think it's both. I don't know. He goes to talk to the owner lady. Have they said her name yet? If they have, please put it in the comments because I'm tired of saying the bar owner lady. I don't know if they said her name yet. Maybe I could look it up, but sometimes when you look up the cast and you're trying to look for a specific character, if they're not in the show a lot, then they might not be in the IMBD, whatever it's called. But if y'all know the name of that club owner, bar owner lady, the white lady that Lou's working with, let me know, please, in the comments. But he goes to see her. She tries to offer him a Jimmy Bean shot, and he's like, not right now. He tells her he about to go talk to his radio connect about getting them free promo for the hip-hop night. They having a hip-hop night at the bar, club, whatever. And she's like, okay, she seemed to be liking them. I hope don't nothing go wrong with this. But she seemed to be fucking with them. Like she said, she knew they dad and stuff, so. Then Famous gets arrested. So then Marvin goes to see Rock, tells her about Dean getting killed. He says it's gonna hurt his pockets because that's where he was getting the supply from to serve in Manhattan, doing his own little thing. So Rock's like, I'm sorry to hear that, but I ain't got nothing for you. I told you I'm out. Then she tells Marvin about the dirty cops that's trying to squeeze her for protection money. So I was like, yeah, I knew Rock knew. So then Marvin tells Rock about investing in that bar and club thing for Lou or whatever. And Rock's like, oh, anything you invested in with Lou, you ain't gonna see no return on that. You still see this confrontation with Rock and most of her damn family members. Only one she really cool with right now is Marvin and Juke. But Lou and Kanan are not fucking with her. And from what we see later on in the episode, her mom's not fucking with her either. So Marvin suggests, like, I want the whole I think the whole family should be there for hip hop night. You should try to come and do your baby boy. You see your baby brother trying to do something. And Rock's like, oh, we all trying to do something. Fuck Lou. So I'm just like, oh, man. You can't act like you didn't tell this nigga you own him and then try to act like he's not supposed to be mad. Like, what? So Kanan gets on the block and the couriers are telling Kanan that Famous got arrested with the money. Says that somebody named Javante not fucking with them no more. I'm like, who is Javante? Because I could have swore that the plugs they was working with was Simrad and Paul. But please, if you know who Javante is, please comment below. Because sometimes I be missing stuff. So, who is Javante? I don't know. But apparently he's mad and he ain't fucking with them no more. So Neek takes Ronnie to the little Chinese restaurant and shows him how their operation works and says he was thinking that Ronnie could run the operation there. So Ronnie looking at him like, because Ronnie don't believe that this is Neek's only hustle, which it actually is. So Ronnie's like, fuck you, and leaves out the restaurant. So Neek goes after him. So he like, man, I heard about, did you hear about Dean? Ronnie's like, man, what Dean got to do with making money? He played it off real good. I mean, I don't know if he played it off or he just don't give a fuck. He just don't give a fuck. I just thought about it when we know this by the end of the episode. He don't give a fuck. So Ronnie's like, what they got to do with us making money? He's like, Rock took all we had and left you with this bullshit. And he's like, oh, but you can't see it because your head's too far up her legs or whatever like that. So Neek pipes up on Ronnie like Rock is out the game. I keep telling you that. It's just us. So Ronnie like, man, I know you got work somewhere else. And Neek's like, this is all we got. And Ronnie's like, man, this ain't shit, and walks away. So Ronnie don't believe that this is, like I said, Ronnie don't believe that this is Neek's only hustle. I mean, a nigga like Neek, who would believe in neither? Like, who would believe that too? If his brother went in and he was up, and then his brother come out and it still kind of looked like he up, I wouldn't believe that's your only hustle neither. And like when they was in the Chinese restaurant, Ronnie was like, ain't nobody even coming in here. And Neek was like, that's because we ain't told nobody we here yet. So then we get this little quick scene where the girl group, I feel like they're just trying to show us Juke's relationship with the girl, Naisha. Is her name Naisha or Aisha? Because I could have sworn when she first introduced herself, she said Naisha. But it sounded like all episode they've been calling her Aisha. I don't know. But I'm sticking with Naisha because that's what I heard the first time. So the girl group, they rehearsing, and the two in charge, I think one of the ladies' name is Mendia. I don't know. But they basically, one of the two ladies in charge and Crystal, the other girl group member, they getting frustrated with Naisha because apparently she keep messing up. And Juke's trying to encourage her like, you all right, you got this, whatever. So then we get this scene where Famous getting interrogated by the police. They ask him about Freddie, the dude that Famous shot. Famous is like, I don't know him. I just know him, of him, basically. Because they basically get to a point where they realize he knows of the dude. So the cop pulls out this paper. And he's like, oh, well, we got this incident report stating that you was in the area a few days before Freddie was killed. I was like, in the area? A few days before? Like, what? Even Kane, I mean, even, what's his name? Even Famous was like, a few days before ain't nowhere near the day of. The cop was like, oh, but you frequent the neighborhood. Famous was like, I don't frequent shit. So Famous holding it down, like, I mean, I didn't think Famous was going to be a snitch or whatever. He don't give me scary vibes. I don't know. So I didn't think he was going to snitch. I didn't even think they was going to interrogate him about that. But now when you think about it, when they showed the preview, when they showed the previously, before the episode started, they showed him shooting Freddie. So I guess that would let us know that something was going to be talked about in that capacity about that situation. So kind of, I guess I seen it coming. So yeah, the social worker gets to Rock's house. Rock's like, oh, Kanan's not here. You know how teenage boys are, trying to sweet talk the social worker. The social worker's like, well, it's past Kanan's curfew. When you're expecting him home? And Rock's like, he just want to catch up with his little friends. And the social worker's like, well, I'll wait. And Rock lets her in to wait. Meanwhile, this nigga Kanan's out on the block supplying the couriers with new product, telling them not to get caught and toss it if you get caught and all that. So then Ronnie approaches Kanan. And he's like, you getting work from Unique? You working for Unique? And Kanan's like, I work for myself. So Ronnie's like, man, ain't no little nigga out here moving hair on and like, who's supplying you? So Kanan's like, get off me, first of all. He was like, who said anything about heroin? So Ronnie looking dumbfounded like, nigga, Neek tried to tell you that's his only hustle, nigga. The Chinese restaurant. And you don't believe, he really thought Neek was out here moving Kane. I mean, I guess I can understand it because Neek is fucking Rock, so maybe Ronnie thought, okay, Neek fucking Rock, so he got Rock's son out here serving, or they got him out here serving together. I don't know. So that's probably what Ronnie was thinking. So then we get this scene. I didn't even know Lou, Rock, and Marvin's mother was still alive. We had never seen her, I don't think, until this point. I can't remember. Trust me, I'd be burnt out. Maybe we did see her before. But Lou, he's at her house in the garage taking records because he told the bar lady, I'm going to bring some records because you keep playing the same record over and over. So the mother come down there, start talking shit. She like, oh, your sister ain't been sending me no more money, and I don't know what Marvin doing, and you just hell bent on being broke. I'm just like, God damn. I can see why nobody coming around. You talking so much shit. She's like, who gonna take care of me? She tells Lou, like, you gonna chase these pipe dreams into the grave like your father did. So Lou gets up and is like, music didn't kill my father. I was like, what does that mean? Are you insinuating that your mother had something to do with your father's death? How did your father die? I don't know. Maybe he was just saying, like, he was so sick of her that he died from irritation or something. I don't know. Then he throws a stack of cash and leaves. So back at Rock's place, she's still trying to reassure The social worker that Kanan is usually a good kid, just that and the third. He just hanging out with his old friends, and the social worker like, well, he needs new friends because the friends he's hanging with is probably what influenced him to have a gun. I'm just like, no, you sitting across from the one that influenced him to have a gun in his bag because she put that shit in there. But the social worker surprisingly, I was like, okay. She surprisingly said, I'm gonna let this slide this once. She's like, if it happens again, Kanan will be removed from your care. She tells Rock this, and your case will be handed over to family court. So Rock's like, okay, thank you so much. When can we expect you back? I was like, oh, Rock, you know it ain't that simple. You know they do surprise visits. The social worker was like, when my schedule permits, that's when I'll be back. So basically, y'all got to be on y'all. I mean, y'all should have known y'all got to be on y'all cues. So back at the girl group rehearsals, Juke, she offers to help Naisha with her formation, if you will. And then we get Howard having lunch with, is he lieutenant, detective, cop, whatever, having lunch with this guy. And he's telling Howard how they can't seem to pin anything on Crown because first of all, he sold his shares of the recording studio and they can't place him at the shootings and the projects. He says no one's talking and the task force is just going to keep pressing to see if anyone changes their story. So he got to deal with the bureaucracy bullshit until something sticks. So Howard's like, I'll ask around. So Ronnie, he goes to approach Juliana. This time Juliana's alone. She doesn't have Joaquin with her. And basically Juliana's like, as long as Nick is your brother, I'm not fucking with you. And Ronnie's like, well, Nick gonna always be my brother. He's not going nowhere. So they don't come to an agreement again. But after what happened at the end of this episode, he probably gonna end up working with them now. So Famous comes home and Kanan's like, what happened to the money? And that's all he cared about. Like, fuck that your friend was locked up. So Famous tells Kanan, like, the cops, they holding the money and we not getting that back. So Kanan, man, I knew I couldn't trust you. So Famous like, are you serious? Like, you was quick to bail that other nigga out, but you ain't even bail me out and we supposed to be brothers. And I was like, true shit. Because he bailed that other nigga out quick. And you just left Famous rotting there. So then Famous tells Kanan that he killed Freddie. And I thought Kanan already knew. Like I said, I be burnt out. I thought Kanan already knew. But I guess he didn't. So Famous tells Kanan that and tells Kanan that's why he was getting interrogated for the most part. So Kanan's like, oh, don't never speak on that shit again. He's like, your stupidness is fucking up my business. I was like, Kanan would have had me fucked up. Like, this is my apartment, nigga. I don't give a fuck how much rent you been putting in. This is my shit. My name on it, whatever, in this bitch. What the fuck you talking about? Kanan would have had me fucked up. And you in there smacking Famous. Famous, man. Get it together. I need you to turn into Braden for a little bit. Because Braden gets a little active. So Lou, he goes to his Radio Connect, has him shout out the hip-hop night at the bar club. Success. So Neek and Rock, of course, Rock told Neek in the last episode, or episode before last, I can't remember. Because they make it seem like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. But remember, Rock told Neek Kanan to be home. She knew that shit. So we're going to have to pump the brakes a little bit. So they catching up outside of Dean's memorial service, whatever. So Neek, in not too many words, not verbatim, basically tells Rock that Ronnie killed Dean. And he's like, man, Ronnie's like a bowl in the china shop. And Rock's like, somebody gonna have to pay for the shit he breaking. And I'm just like, sheesh. It's gonna be Neek, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. So Ronnie shows up at Neek's apartment. But Neek's not there. The baby mama's there. Ronnie's like, where's Neek? And the baby mama's like, why are you here, Ronnie? I thought Neek gave you some work. And Ronnie's like, Neek probably out fucking Rock. So then he leaves out after dropping that bomb on the baby mama. She's like, what did you say? What did you say? He just leaves out on her ass. I was like, this nigga Ronnie is toxic. So the next morning, Kanan in the damn kitchen eating cereal, ignoring Rock as she telling him the social worker came and like, unless you want to go to an all-boys school, you better be here the next time she come. But Kanan doesn't say anything. It's like, damn, Kanan, do you want to? I mean, I know Rock set you up and then got you in this position, but do you want to, like, be taken away? Because you damn sure ain't going to be able to do what you're doing now. So back at the girl group rehearsals, well, it seems like rehearsals are over. They just in there, I guess, practicing, stretching, whatever you will. And Naisha's basically giving Juke her praises, and Juke's like, "Oh, you sound like my girlfriend Nicole." And Naisha's like, "Oh, we need to meet them because we on the same page." And Juke's like, "Well, it didn't work out." I'm like, "Oh, so you ain't gonna tell her that she's dead?" So Neek gets home and the baby mother confronts him like, "Ronnie told me that you fucking Rock." So Neek don't even deny it. He's like, "Man, you and my son got everything y'all need. You worried about bitches." And the baby mama like, "Rock just ain't no, dang what she say? Rock ain't just any old bitch." She was like, she got you shot up with my son in the car. Like, she almost got you sent to jail. Like, you really putting your dick in there and all that. Oh, I'm tired of the damn clock. I keep forgetting to take it out when I do my reviews. Don't keep scaring the fuck out of me. So Neek ain't trying to hear all that. He storms out, pissed off that Ronnie told her that. So Marvin, he waiting outside in the car, sees Juke come out, sees her talking to Naisha, they hugging or whatever. Juke invites Naisha to Lou's little hip-hop night. And then Juke gets in the car, and Marvin's like, "Oh, your girl don't need a ride?" And Juke's like, "Nah, she good." And Marvin's like, "She a dime, Juke. Like, you get your good taste from me." I was like, he funny. But I also love that now he's kind of, because, you know, he wasn't cool with her being gay at first. That was the whole reason he choked her up or whatever. Because he saw that video, her and Nicole, whatever, singing together, looking like a couple. But I'm glad now that Marvin and Juke are in a good space, and he's supportive of her being of LGBTQIE plus community. Please don't cancel me. I hope I said it right. The LGBT. I hope I said it right. I got a gay sister. I have gay cousins. So, of course, I am a supporter. Of course. And people are always thinking I'm gay. So, I'm definitely a supporter of the LGBTQIA plus community. I hope I'm saying it right. Whatever. So, and then Marvin tells Juke, like, "No, you don't have to keep anything from me." So I'm loving this dynamic between Juke and Marvin now. I feel like they're in a very good space now. So I'm wondering it's a lot of stuff that can make Juke turn to how she ended up in the original Power, but I'm waiting to see what's going to really make her turn. Because we seen she got her physical done at the Army, so we know this girl group ain't going to work out, but I want to see how it's not going to work out. What's going to make her end up turning and going to be a cop. So speaking of the cops, we get the cops interrogating the little handicapped neighbor that lives in the, I think he lived in Baisley projects or maybe the other projects or whatever, but he's the one that saved Marvin when Marvin was getting chased by the Italians. He was like, "Come in my apartment." And he was the one that drove Marvin to the church when he shot Sal. So they interrogating him, and he's like, "Man, I'm only doing this as a favor to, because I owe Howard." So I guess Howard brought him in and knew he wasn't going to say nothing too wild, so the neighbor dude, he's stating like, Crown worked with a lot of people. I mostly saw him with a couple of white boys. I was like, did we ever see Crown with white boys? But I mean, whatever, make the story stick. So the cop mentions that Rock owns part of the recording studio that Crown sold his shares in. And then he asks the neighbor dude, "Have you ever seen Rock and Crown together?" But you know, the cop's calling her Raquel Thomas. So then the neighbor dude's like, "What does Rock have to do with this?" So the cop's like, "Oh, so that's what they call her, Rock?" I'm just like, oh man. I'm just like, damn. You never know what you say. You never know what you could say that can make the cops be like, So after that, the cop's like, "Oh, so that's what they call her, Rock?" So the neighbor's like, "Oh, I ain't saying nothing else. That's all I got to say to y'all." So the cop's like, "Give me 1 second." goes to his little constituents like, hey, pull up Rock's intake statement. I want to get another crack at her. Maybe it's something we missed, this and the third. So the little hip-hop night thing is about to start at the bar, at the club, whatever. The owner lady, she's trying to do a toast with Lou. Lou's like, I don't think I'm gonna drink tonight. I'm gonna chill on the liquor tonight. And I'm like, okay, he moving clearer now. Like, hopefully he stay off it for good. He seen that drinking that liquor and getting him all drunk and put him in the drunk tank, he disappointed his niece. And I feel like that's probably why he don't want to do that no more and drink and make him reckless, as we've seen. So, good for you, Lou. I hope it sticks. So the same detective that was just interrogating the little handicapped neighbor and his little and the little constituent that he told to pull up Rock's intake, they show up at Rock's door. They like, we need to question you again regarding the shootings, and they request for her to come down to the precinct. So Rock's like, oh, I was just about to go out to meet my family. So I was like, oh, so she was about to go out to support Lou. She might be stubborn, but she was about to go out and support her damn brother until these motherfuckers come with this bullshit. So the cop is like, well, I don't have a warrant, but it's in your best interest to come talk to us. I would be like, y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got my intake statement. Like, what else do I need to talk to y'all? I told you I'm going to see my family. We're going to have to do this another time. They would have had me fucked up. But I guess Rock knows that would have made her look suspicious. But it's just like, fuck y'all. Y'all done interrogated me. Y'all said it was clear, whatever. So Rock's like, okay, well, let me call my lawyer. So back at the little hip-hop night, Famous and Juke, they vibing to the artist. Kanan walks in. Juke's like, oh, we over here. Oh, yeah, Naisha's there, too. So as soon as Famous sees Kanan walk over, he's like, oh, I'm about to get up, get ready for my performance. Basically, he don't want to be around Kanan. And I don't blame Famous. Because, like, Kanan's out here careless and don't give a fuck. And then you didn't bail him out. And then you don't respect him. You smacked him in his face. Like, come on. I don't blame Famous. I don't. Just because you out here trying to ruin your life don't mean you going to ruin mine along with it. I'm trying to be a rapper out here. So then Juke introduces Kanan to Naisha. Kanan pulls Juke aside and is like, is that you? So Juke's like, nah, we just friends. She's a good girl. We in the girl group together, so don't even try nothing or whatever. So Kanan's like, okay, cool. But then proceeds to go over there and start kind of flirting with Naisha. I'm just like, what is... And Juke looking like this nigga. Then we get this little quick part, Neek driving around looking for Ronnie. Then back at hip hop night, Marvin arrives and Lou thanks him for basically making shit happen because he was an investor or whatever, silent partner. So Marvin's like, is Rock here yet? She said she was gonna come to support. Lou's like, I don't need her. I don't need her support. I don't need shit from her. I just want to be left alone. He really not fucking with Rock. I hope they could come together in the end. I feel like Lou, of course he's mad at Rock, but I feel like he's the same type of nigga that will still ride for his family. Like if something happening, he would still ride for Rock. That's still his sister at the end of the day. So the detective is interrogating Rock. She has a lawyer present, asking her about her shares in the recording studio. So Rock's like, well, I'm just a silent partner. I was helping out my brother. So Rock's lawyer is like, oh, what are you getting at here? What is this about? So the cop's like, well, the shares of the business has been passed through so many hands, and Rock has the greater amount of the company. So he's just trying to understand what happened. So Rock's like, well, it was just an opportunity for me to increase my stakes, so I did it for my family. Like, we invested in it as a family. So the lawyer's like, man, unless you have my client here for more than investment strategy, then she's gonna take her business elsewhere. The cop has nothing. It's just like, what'd you think he was gonna get? So back at the bar, the club, whatever, Famous goes up to rap. They digging it like F-A-M-O-U-S. I thought that part was kind of corny, but I mean, the crowd was fucking with him. So after the lawyer talks with the cops or whatever, he goes to tell Rock that they just fishing basically, and she shouldn't be getting any more surprises or any more visits from the task force or the feds for that matter. So seemingly she's in the clear, but you know Rock she's gonna never be in the clear. So then we get this final scene. Me, oh my. So Neek, he finds Ronnie, because you know he was riding around looking for him. Starts going off on him and saying, like, you fucking my life up. So Ronnie, he calls you Neek soft and says, you okay with losing everything? I left you as long as you look good. Calls him a clown. Neek kind of shoves Ronnie, makes him fall back onto the couch. Ronnie gets up. They start fighting. Neek sort of gets the upper hand. Ronnie's on the floor. Neek walks away thinking it's over. Ronnie grabs a pole, baseball bat, I don't know what it was. Starts beating Neek to death with it. And I was just like, no! I was like, no, they did not just kill you, Neek, off the show. I was so pissed. No, man, I'm mad. I was pissed. Then he takes He takes Neek's neck piece that he had. And he holding it, and then he dumps Neek's body at a dump site. It looked like it was hella bodies there. Are those bodies from before he went in that he uses as his dump site, or those recent bodies? I was just like, because Dean body ain't out there. So I was just like, damn, wait, what is this dump site? And that's how the episode ended. But I was like, no, man, I can't believe they killed Neek. It was such a shocker to me. That's why I gave it such a high rating. But still, like, the episode was still kind of slow, but I still enjoyed it. So that's why I would still give it an A-, though. But that joint hit me hard. I was like, no, not Neek, man. We was just starting to see more of his character, because he didn't have a lot of scenes in seasons 1 and 2. I mean, of course, they established his character or whatever, but this season, we got to see his brother and the dynamic there. He was getting more scenes, talking with Stefano, fucking Rock. So it was just like, damn, I'm kind of pissed. But it was still a good episode. Predictions for episodes to come. I'm wondering if Ronnie took that neck. Well, I ain't even wondering. I'm pretty sure Ronnie took that neck piece, and he probably going to take it to Juliana and Joaquin, and like basically showing that he killed Neek. He killed his own brother. So that's probably what's going to happen there. I wonder how long it's going to take for somebody to notice that Neek is dead. They probably just going to think he's missing. I don't know. I wonder who's going to be the one to realize it. I'm waiting to see this face-to-face between Rock and Ronnie, because they haven't crossed paths yet. So now what is Ronnie about to do? I mean, if the Colombians fuck with him, then I'm assuming he's going to start pushing weight. And like Neek told him, like, Rock's out the game, so he ain't going to have no... Ronnie, you ain't going to have no competition like you think. Unless Marvin find another plug, but he was only moving in one part of the town. Just to make a little extra coin. And like I said, we waiting to see what the shift change gonna be in Juke that makes her. I mean, they probably gonna be like ready to go to the army. And then we see the friendship dwindling between Famous and Kanan. Like I said, I don't blame Famous, because Kanan is trying to be out here getting him into some shit. I mean, granted, Famous did kill somebody, but so far so good. So it's just like this nigga Kanan gonna get you jammed up in some other shit. But those are my little thoughts, predictions, or what have yous for episodes to come. Thanks for watching this review. And comment below what you thought of the episode, what you would grade the episode, what I talked about, if I forgot anything, if I was off on anything. Comment below. Like I said, tell me who is Javante, because I don't know. I thought they plugged with Simrad and Paul. And comment if you know the bar lady owner name. Please comment those two things for me in the comments, please, if you know. And like this video and subscribe to my channel, because I don't only review Power. I review other shows as well. Sometimes I do random reviews. Like I just did a review of the entire series of A Murder at the End of the World on FX, Hulu, whatever. Go check that out if you've seen that series. And yeah, just hit the notification bell so you won't miss out when I review stuff. And I will see y'all in the next review. Peace.